Hello, monster truck fans. I went to one monster truck event at the Worcester Stadium in Massachusetts. That's a tiny stadium, and yet they had monster trucks in it. I thought that was odd, but they did crush cars. So I missed out on the very first edition of the Greenlight Bigfoot with the regular blue paint scheme. I'm just too new to collecting, but thankfully they came out with this chrome blue version. So we're going to take a look at this today. See on the back, we got some statistics here. 79 Ford F250. It's a 640 cubic inch V8. It's 5-ton military axles. It's got a fuel cell, 14 gas cell shocks. Never mind. And then it's rolling on 66-inch tires. So that's pretty big, of course. It weighs 11,000 pounds. Very heavy. Okay. So I did a little more research. The original Bigfoot from 1974, as it says here, it was modified by its owner, Bob Chandler. I do believe that's Mr. Chandler himself right there. So he modified this car and started to, let me back up here. He was a former construction worker, but also he liked racing cars. So he opened up a shop called Midwest Four-Wheel Drive and Performance Center in Missouri. And I guess they're headquartered out of Missouri after Bigfoot took off. But what happened is he modified this truck, and someone came into the shop and thought it would be cool for him to show it off. So the first paid public appearance was in Denver, Colorado in 1981, and Bigfoot made his first car crush at that event. So that was the beginning of monster truck crushing, at least. Maybe not monster truck racing, but crushing vehicles and stuff. So this original, it's got these tires here. They're not super big by today's Bigfoot standards, but you gotta remember this is back in 1975, so there's nothing like it at the time. So the axles, I guess, were military surplus axles from a top loader. So I guess it also had four-wheel steering on top of the four-wheel drive. So if it's a military top loader vehicle, I'm sure that's what allowed it to handle such high stress of jumping things and crushing vehicles. So that's my research. Hopefully it's correct. It's probably not, but I apologize if it isn't. Alright, so we got this picture here, the original one, and in this light it does look quite shiny, this metallic blue, at least in this photograph. Not quite as shiny as this, of course. So obviously the original release by Greenlight, I think, is a better job. Alright, so you can just pause and compare for yourself. I did find this front view. So here the blue is not as shiny. It's some sort of metallic, but not chrome. Okay, so the tires look pretty good. You can see this giant newer Bigfoot here rolling on those huge, I think those are like snow exploration vehicle wheels, things they use in Antarctica, like the snow, I think it's called a snow Land Cruiser or something. It's from the 50s. Okay, well, let's take a closer look here. Boy, so shiny. I'm trying to focus on the wheel. So yeah, it's got a lot of lug nut details and stuff like that. The perimeter bolts, the lug nut bolts, basically the wheels, I guess, that would fit onto a military surplus loader. Alright, then you got this suspension work here, and yes, obviously the chrome. And the graphics here, they are tampo printed, so they're not decals, so that's nice. I don't know how they applied this blue chrome. Is this paint, or is this entire thing wrapped in some sort of blue material, or is it hydrographics? Maybe it's hydrographics, the blue at least. I don't know. Please leave a comment if you know better. I don't know anything, so I'm asking you guys. Okay, the front end, nice, very nice. It's nice. I'm talking about the headlights. Half the time Greenlight just paints their headlights on, but man, these are cool. They look so good. All right. Painted on turn signals though, but that's all right. Some KC daylighter stickers or stamping there. This is just blanked off. I think there's probably a winch on the real one. Or no, it's not blanked off. It's just so shiny. It's actually black. I couldn't tell through my camera screen. So there's a winch here. Okay, this little black opening. A couple little rivets here. And then, whoa, that's pretty nice. These little towing hooks here. They're really small, you know. I would think those would break off very easily. So I'm actually surprised that Greenlight took the chance to put those on, because they would break off quite easily. Okay, the grill itself has black paint in there, so that really helps bring out the horizontal strakes here. The Ford badge looks pretty good. It looks legible. And then the Bigfoot printing looks good as well. So really great front end. We'll get to the whole bottom later. Some photos show the car with 2 air cleaners. Some show 3. So I'm sure the guy was always tinkering with his ride, you know. And nowadays there's like 16 million different Bigfoots all across the country, or all across the world probably. Okay, Summit Racing. What is here? Ford and some other stuff. Made tough, or whatever that slogan is. 4x4x4. The original monster truck. Some sort of cartoon. And then the Firestone tires. Here, what does that say? It's just not very clear. Please leave a comment. Is that like Badger XLT? Ranger XLT? But anyways, this side stripe is pretty nice. It's carrying across the whole body from that reflector all the way to the back. So this one's recessed. This one I think is sticking out a little bit. Okay. Going to the back end. Very nice. It's got a license plate. I don't know if that's the real license plate from the real truck. I would guess it is. Okay, Ford here, raised lettering, so that's good. Tail lamps are painted. They're painted okay though. They're generally in the places. The paint is where it's supposed to be. And then here, unfortunately, this didn't print out very well. Something Bigfoot4x4.com. All right. So this is the little hand pull, I guess, for the rear door, or whatever. I forget what these are called. I forget. Step down door hatch. Tailgate. Yes, that's the word. I used to have a pickup truck, but I forget. Okay, some black paint in here. There's some rivet marks as well. And fuel cells here. Or extra gas tanks. That's the fuel cell. I am gonna guess these tanks must supply something inside that military chassis or axles. Maybe it's a remote oil reservoir for those axles or something. Or the hydraulic shocks, you know, it must be big. They might have remote reservoirs. Please leave a comment again. Oh man, look at this. This thing is pleasantly fixable. Okay, so I'm gonna have to glue that later. But this is a issue, right? I think there's a clean break. There's a gap here, but there's no gap here. So is this... I think it might be intentionally a separate piece. Okay, well luckily I can fix that with some glue. There's some ribbing here on the sliding windows, and it looks like they might be painted silver as well, or it's just a reflection that makes them look like that. Okay. Relatively clear windows. You can see the pick through them. I kind of wish it had no side windows so you could see the interior better. So, but I'm gonna have to pull out the flashlight, I guess. Yeah, there's not much going on in there, it seems. Steering wheel. No harnesses. You would think there'd be harnesses on a monster truck, but I guess factoring the price of this model, it's still pretty darn good. It's as good as a Kyosho at least. Okay. So yeah, the engine details, they look pretty good with the triple air filters there, going to 3 carburetors. Ooh, that is shiny. Super chrome. I think this might be my first chrome finished model to enter my collection. Maybe, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Rolls well. Okay, so let's see. We We know what year Ford that is, so that's nice to know. We also know what year this was copyright. 2008, is it? Wow, I wonder how many times they've released this model and its variations. Probably quite a bit. This, I guess this is a limited production thing. I'm not really a fan of the whole limited production. It just gives scalpers an opportunity to milk people for more. I figure, you know, if you're in business, your principal goal is to make money. So wouldn't it just make sense to just meet the demand of your customer base? And like I would think the customer base for Bigfoots is pretty much endless. So why wouldn't they just make them whenever they feel that they want to? Which they do, but in these variations. I actually want the original blue one. I mean, just release that again. Forget the scalpers, right? It's not your job to support people to scalp your products, in my opinion. Okay, it's press fit together, it seems like in 3 spots, being a big vehicle and all. Pretty decent detail, you know, the drive shafts and stuff. It's actually pretty thin there. I would have expected it to be thicker, but this is not a Hot Wheels. It's not really meant to be played with, I don't think. Although I guess it could be. You definitely don't want to step on it, though. Okay, so we got these diff... I think what are these, gear reductions? They might be gear reduction covers. You know, the drive shaft feeds in, and then it's maybe it's like a portal axle. There's a gear reduction transferring to this axis, but I'm not really sure. But I can't imagine what else it would be. Please leave a comment. So a lot of comment requests because I don't know jack about the Bigfoot other than it looks awesome. Even in this non-original chrome blue, it does look pretty awesome. I'm very happy I got this. Oh, I didn't even talk about these auxiliary lights. They're just painted white. Kind of would have been nice if it said KC. You know, they got KC down here, the daylighter lights. And I see on the other photo they have yellow light covers up there with the yellow and black text. That would have been nice. If you're going to bother to take the time to print something, why not print the real graphic? Okay, well, let's, I guess compared to a couple other trucks, this is definitely the largest truck to enter my collection. I don't think I'll get the super tall one. I've passed on it at the stores several times. I just don't have room to collect these larger models. Okay. So, let's see, I have this Ford Bronco from Greenlight. It seems like Greenlight is my truck brand. They make a lot of cool, you know, off-road truck liveries. And so I have the Fall Guy truck, which is really cool as well. So, I mean, the Fall Guy truck is a pretty big truck in real life, but obviously Bigfoot, you know, is the tires. It's just giant, right? I think their overall, you know, body of the trucks is similar. If you look at the overall length and width of them, the pickups that I'm talking about here. Okay. And then, I don't get to show this enough, but I got this off shapeways.com. It's a 1/400 scale Bigfoot. You have to paint it yourself, though. You have to paint everything yourself on Shapeways. But, there aren't many companies making 1/400 scale models that are painted. The only ones that I'm aware of are for airport dioramas. So, okay. So this is a great part of American history. I mean, Bob Chandler likes racing, bought an old like military vehicle, grafted it onto his Ford, or grafted his Ford onto that, and then, you know, an entire new industry was created. So it's the American dream right there. Oh, I gotta get the flag in there whenever I say that. It's the American dream right there. So anyways, it's just cool, right? Monster trucks are cool. If I had an infinite amount of money, I would probably have a monster truck in just a big backyard and I would just crush cars, or have friends come over for a barbecue and crush people's garbage and their old cars, or maybe play a practical joke and crush their brand new vehicle. But if I'm rich enough, I'll just buy them another one or two new vehicles. But that's because I have a distorted mind. All right, guys. Well, until the next truck review, hopefully I'll be chatting with you on the comments. Thanks. Bye.